This is the Mashvisor Real Estate Podcast, top 5 rental properties of this week, episode number 15. Hey, real estate investors. This is Mike Richardson, Senior Investor Consultant and Product Specialist here at Mashvisor. Welcome back to Mashvisor's Real Estate Podcast, top 5 rental properties of this week. We are now at episode number 15. As we are approaching the summer season, the real estate market is really heating up. In the upcoming weeks, we will be seeing more and more properties getting listed for sale, and both homebuyers and investors will be on the lookout for best deals. Summer has traditionally been the best time to buy a house in the U.S. If you think that the COVID-19 pandemic is slowing down the real estate activities, you are wrong. Early last year, there was an initial slowdown when both property buyers and property sellers were not sure what to do. But the real estate market recovered quickly, and this summer is expected to be one of the busiest in the real estate market. If you're thinking of buying an investment property, now is a great time. Homeowners are listing their houses for sale, so you'll have plenty of opportunities to choose from. And if you're a beginner investor who has no idea where to start, I'm here to help you. I've been helping both beginner and experienced investors find the absolutely most lucrative deals in the U.S. market for about 5 years now. And in today's episode, once again, we're going to be looking at the 5 of the hottest real estate properties for investors, which are all currently available for sale. Now, as usual, I opened the Mashvisor Real Estate Investment Platform, and I've entered a few different parameters to search for most profitable traditional and Airbnb rental properties. I look at a number of different markets, price points, rental strategies. I want to make sure that I find a property which matches the requirements of every investor, regardless of the budget and other factors. This week, we are going to look at some of the best markets for real estate investing. These are places where many of investor clients are looking at the moment. So before we get into these properties I have prepared for you today, let me tell you a little bit about them. These are current MLS listings, which are all available for sale at the moment. You can find the link to each of these properties in the episode show notes below. This link will take you to the property listing on the Mashvisor platform. There you can find all the standard listing information, such as the property address, type, number of beds and baths, and the property features and amenities, and of course the listing price. You can also find detailed analysis of the investment potential of each of these properties. This investment property analysis has been conducted by our software. We at Mashvisor collect data or information from dozens of reliable sources such as the MLS, Airbnb, Redfin, and others. Then we apply our machine learning algorithms to this big data to provide our clients with comprehensive analysis. We analyze both entire neighborhoods and individual properties. For each property listed on our platform, you'll see the score, which indicates how good of an investment opportunity it is. You'll also see what rental income, rental expenses, cash flow, occupancy rate, and return on investment to expect. All these estimates are based on the performance of rental comps in that area, so they're accurate and reliable. For each property, you will see the data on the neighborhood where it's located. This data indicates if the area is a good market for investors or not. When you invest into a rental property, the location of your property is one of the most important factors. You want to buy a winning property in a winning market. So if any of these 5 properties seem like a right fit for you based off their investment strategy, make sure to check out the link provided in the show notes. Keep in mind that investment opportunities like these don't stay on the market for too long. They usually get sold within a couple of weeks. I also want to assure you that Mashvisor is not involved in the sale of these properties. We are not a brokerage, and we don't make money from buying or selling real estate. We provide you with analysis for rental properties so that way you can find the best deals. So guys, here are the top 5 rental properties of this week. First on our list is in Aberdeen, North Carolina. North Carolina is home to some of the best markets for investing in real estate properties in 2021. And Aberdeen is one of these best markets. This is a small town, which many don't know, and most experienced investors are not aware of. Despite its small size, Aberdeen is a great place for both traditional and Airbnb rentals, and it really stands out for Airbnb opportunities. The beautiful nature and the quietness attracts many visitors who want to escape the large cities for a family vacation. So an Airbnb listing can generate a great occupancy rate, which is one of the most important factors to get a good rental value. Property prices are affordable in Aberdeen, so it's an amazing market for beginner investors. The property that we have for you today is 2237 Cresswell Drive, and that's in Southern Pines, North Carolina. The zip code is 28387. The asking price is $179,000, offering you 2 beds and 2 baths. Now, the property looks great. It's fully prepared to be rented out as an Airbnb. It offers you great values for both Airbnb and traditional. With regards to its Airbnb value, you can expect $2,236 a month with slight recurring expenses, including a local management company who can help you manage the home, a total of $1,140 in recurring expenses. You'll be yielding around $1,100 a month. That puts your cap rate at 7.35% with a stable occupancy rate of 64%. So this is a great property for investors who are looking to explore potential Airbnbs. They want unique markets that stand out, locations that they would also like to be visiting and they can enjoy and still generate phenomenal returns. So if you decide to put 20% down on a deal like this, you'll end up with a 14% cash on cash return. Now, with regards to the traditional side, it offers you around $1,450 a month of traditional income, including your recurring expenses at $554. You'll be cash flowing around $300 after putting 20% down. And that will include a monthly mortgage of $587. So this is a great property for a traditional investment. You'll easily be able to get an 8% cash on cash return, and that is at 5.89% for your cap rate. And this includes a 96% traditional occupancy rate. So it's a great property. Now let's talk a little bit about the location. We are looking at an average rental income for Airbnb at $2,447 with an average of 65% occupancy rate. So this is an optimal property in this area. It matches and aligns with the specific requirements and the average rental values in the area. So you'll easily be able to generate the return needed. Now, with regards to the traditional income, the average is around $1,582 with a 96% occupancy rate for the neighborhood that it's in. So that also puts you at a stable traditional value based off its rental value and its cost. You end up with a great cap rate on both the Airbnb and the traditional side. Next on our list is one of my favorite markets. We're going to be looking at an opportunity in Galveston, Texas. Texas has always been one of the best places to invest in real estate, regardless of your rental strategy. And the city of Galveston is no exception. Galveston is an island city on the Gulf Coast of Texas. It is a busy coastal resort and a home to a port. Unlike other top locations, Galveston is great for both long-term and short-term rentals. About 60% of the local population chooses to rent out a property rather than buy a home. So the traditional rental demand is absolutely strong. Now, it also offers great an experience for people who are looking to vacation. Galveston brings in a lot of great traffic. We've seen so many investors become very successful purchasing Airbnbs in the area. One of the most successful Airbnb homeowners I spoke to directly had properties in Galveston, Texas, and we discussed some of the opportunities he had with some of those properties, and they were doing outstanding returns. So I wanted to find you a deal in a location like this that I thought can really stand out and has a reasonable price point. It's a single family home. The address is 34 West Dansby Drive, and that's in Galveston, Texas. The zip code is 77511. The asking price is $389,000, offering you 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,653 square footage. It's a great looking property. It's a suitable fit for investors who are looking into potential Airbnbs. The average Airbnb income in the market is around $2,736 with a 54% occupancy rate. So there's good, strong occupancy rate in the area. Now, this property offers more bedrooms, which helps it generate a higher rate of return. You can expect $4,722 for your Airbnb income. And with your recurring expenses at $2,098, you'll be cash flowing over $2,600 a month. That puts your expected cap rate at 8.9%. With a 46% occupancy rate, we're looking at a stable property. So to give you a better perspective, if you're deciding to put 20% down on a deal like this, you'll be paying off your monthly mortgage, which should be around $1,269. With all of your recurring expenses, you'll still be cash flowing $1,355. That puts your cash on cash return around 19%. So this is a great deal for investors who are looking at exploring potential Airbnbs. This includes all of your monthly expenses and even a local management company who will help you manage the property. So if this sounds like a deal that you want to explore, feel free to check out the property in the show notes. It will not stay on the market for too long. Next on our list is in Orlando, Florida. Now, Orlando has been and remains one of the best real estate market for investors in Florida. There has been some shift due to the COVID situation. This year, Orlando is a perfect location for traditional long-term rentals and not as much for Airbnbs. Now, typically, we've always seen Orlando as an outstanding market for Airbnbs, but it has shifted and switched over to a traditional strategy. Our data at Mashvisor shows that, generally speaking, Florida was most affected by the pandemic than other hot markets. If you're interested in traditional rental properties, Orlando is a great place that you can consider. The deal that we have for you today is a traditional investment. The cost of the home or the property is a single family home. Its address is 1801 Moselle Avenue, and that's in Orlando, Florida. The zip code is 32807. The asking price is $272,000, offering you 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,166 square footage. Now, what really makes this property great is that it offers you an outstanding traditional rental value. It's only been on the market for 13 days, so not much investors have had the chance to explore the property. With its rental value at $2,418 and its recurring expenses at $580, you'll be cash flowing over $1,800. So to give you a better idea, your cap rate would be around 8.11% with a 93% occupancy rate that puts you at a stable rental value. You can easily put down 20% on a property like this. You'll be paying off your monthly mortgage, your recurring expenses, and your cash on cash return will be 18.28%. So this is an outstanding deal, a great property for investors who are looking at strong traditional investments. Now, typically we see these types of returns with Airbnbs, but because this property really stands out and the cost is perfect for the rental value that it's able to generate in a great location, you should easily be able to rent this property out. So if you're looking for traditional investments in Florida, Orlando is one of those markets you should absolutely explore, and this is a deal that could be a right fit for you. So don't miss out on the deal. Please check out the property in our show notes below. Next on our list is in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Gatlinburg is a mountain town of the state of Tennessee, which is a gateway to the Great Smoky Mountains. Now, it's a beautiful location, and it's one of the hottest markets for Airbnbs in the entire U.S. market. The median property price in Gatlinburg is above the national average, but not by a lot. Homes here are so much more affordable than other hot markets, which makes this Tennessee town ideal for beginner investors who have limited financial options. The Airbnb cap rate is one of the highest across the U.S., and the occupancy rates are also extremely high. So if you're an investor who's considering exploring potential Airbnbs, Gatlinburg is a market that you should absolutely explore. We found you an outstanding deal, a great looking property that will easily rent out as an Airbnb. It's a single family home. The address is 216 Zotter Drive, and that's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The zip code is 37738. The asking price is $409,000, offering you 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,904 square footage. The average Airbnb occupancy rate in this market is 69%. So that's an absolutely extremely high occupancy rate for a market like this. It's showing that there is so much attraction. There's so much people that are using Airbnbs in the area. So it is a market that you should absolutely explore. Now, based off the amenities, based off Airbnb comps in the area, our system indicates that you should easily be able to make $60,000 in annual gross. With your recurring expenses at below $23,000 a year, you'll easily be cash flowing around $3,100 a month. That puts your cap rate at 9.11% and your occupancy rate at 68%. So it's still below the average occupancy rate in the area. So you should be extremely secure. If you decided to buy a deal like this, put 20% down on a property like this, you'll be paying off your monthly mortgage, all of your recurring expenses, still cash flowing $1,765. For investors who are looking at cash on cash returns, you would be generating a 23.58%. and that includes all management fees and all expenses. So this is a property that will do outstanding returns. There's so much level of expansion. You can easily put this property on other platforms, advertise it, help yourself get a higher occupancy rate. And as you expand your occupancy rate, you can end up with even much higher returns. So if you're looking at markets like these, you're looking for Airbnb deals, this is a property that you should absolutely explore. So if this sounds like a fit for you, please check out this property in the show notes below. Last but not least on our list for today is in New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, New Orleans is one of the best markets which are good for both traditional and Airbnb rental properties. Half of the New Orleans population rents, so there is strong demand for rental properties. This is confirmed by the relatively high price to rent ratio, which has estimated to about 22%. Now, it's also a great location that brings in outstanding traffic for potential Airbnbs. It's been one of those markets that has really stood out for potential Airbnbs, and we've seen so many investors explore this market, so we wanted to find you a deal in an area like this. We found you a gorgeous-looking single-family home. The address is 4320 San Remo Street, and that's in New Orleans, Louisiana, and the zip code is 70129. And the neighborhood that it's in is a great location that brings in a lot of good traffic for Airbnbs. It's in Lake Catherine, great market that you should also look at if you're looking at other deals which lower price points. You can easily find properties like that. Now, the cost on this home is $287,000. Offers you 3 beds, 3 baths, 1,575 square footage. The Airbnb income in the market is at $4,312. Now, Mashvisor has a scoring for the neighborhood that it's in. It's scoring the neighborhood with 5 stars. That puts it a really high Airbnb value, and the optimal strategy in the area is an Airbnb single-family home. So this aligns perfectly for that. And your average occupancy rate in the market is 62%. Now, this property has only been on the market for 10 days now. It's an outstanding property, looks great, and if you were to decide to put this property or rent it out through a vacation rental strategy, you would easily make $3,893 a month. With your recurring expenses at $1,600 a month, you'll be cash flowing around $2,300 a month. That puts your cap rate at 9.59%. If you decide to put 20% down on a deal like this, it will easily pay off its monthly mortgage, all of its recurring expenses, and you'll still end up with a cash-on-cash return of 24.83%. And that with an average occupancy rate of 57%. Now, increasing the occupancy rate, advertising this property on other platforms, using local management companies to help you will easily boost up that occupancy rate, and you can see a much higher rate of return on a property like this. So if you're an investor who is exploring markets like Louisiana, who's considered markets like this and looking for stable Airbnb markets that offer outstanding returns, this is an area that you should look at in New Orleans, and you should also explore this property. It might be the right fit for you. So guys, these are the 5 of the hottest, most profitable real estate deals available on the market right now. I can assure you that the properties like these don't stay on the market for too long. We actually had another property in Aberdeen similar to the one we talked about today, and another property in New Orleans, and they sold within the week. So we did not get a chance to share them with you today. So if you think that any of these properties is the right fit, feel free to check it out on our website. Our platform is very user-friendly and very customizable. You can adjust and customize your upfront costs, your recurring expenses. You can play around with the occupancy rates and manage things that will match your criteria. And if you didn't think of any of these properties we talked about today, I still encourage you to visit our Mashvisor platform. We have about 500,000 MLS listings that are all currently available for sale. You can filter through some of these listings based off your price range, the property you're looking for, the minimum rental value, and different criteria, which will help you explore different opportunities, and you have nationwide flexibility. Now, that's how we've been able to turn 3 months of real estate research into just 15 minutes. Allowing you to find profitable traditional Airbnb properties within a few clicks. We're almost done for today, but before I go, I want to offer you a special deal. This deal is only available to our listeners. Sign up for Mashvisor with promo code TOP5. That is capital T, capital O, capital P, and the number 5 in order to unlock a 7-day free trial to our platform. You'll have 1 week to test out the tool, really dive in, get access to the information that you need, evaluate if Mashvisor is going to be the right fit. And if you decide after the 7 days that you want to still use Mashvisor, we have quarterly and annual subscriptions that you can choose from. You'll get a 15% forever discount, whichever time frame you choose and whichever plan that you decide to use. So if you are interested in exploring, this is a great chance. You'll access a 7-day free trial, get a chance to test out things, explore some markets, and if you feel like the data is there that you need, you'll still get a 15% discount after that. So that's promo code TOP5. I hope that you've enjoyed listening to today's episode, and I hope that we've helped you find the next investment property. If not, I'll be back next week with more profitable investment opportunities. Meanwhile, happy investing.